President for Alumni Engagement and Annual Giving, and we're excited to have you guys back for our second installment of a new coffee chat segment. And we've had a great spring here on campus. Just a month ago, we had our Cats Who Care sesquicentennial celebration, and over 2,000 Panthers given back to the UNI and Cedar Valley community. So, wrapping up classes this week and graduation next week, and the sun's out. It's a beautiful day in Cedar Falls, but we're excited to hear from Dean Mary Black on some updates and some awesome news coming out of her area today, which I'm sure she'll share with us. But if you want to provide any questions in the chat, we can kind of keep an eye on those and ask those at the end and give Mary time to give her update. But without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome Dean Mary Black with College Humanities, Arts, and Sciences.
All right. Thank you, Brian. And thank you all for joining today. And to those of you who are seeing this recording later for taking the time to hear a little bit about what is going on in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. Some of these updates are brand new. Some of them have been going on over the course of the year, but I wanted to share several highlights from the college, and then I'll leave some time at the end for questions. First up, we have some new leadership across the college. The first of these, me, you've seen once before if you've participated in our previous coffee chat, but I'm still in my first year as the Dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences, so I left my photo on the slide. But since we last spoke in the fall, we also have a new Associate Dean, Dr. Jim O'Loughlin. Jim most recently served 5 years as the head of the Department of Languages and Literatures, where he successfully led the department through major curriculum changes, launched new innovative programs, and worked with faculty across the humanities disciplines on several major successful grant proposals, two of which you'll hear about later in this presentation. So he is joining my team in the Dean's office as the Associate Dean of the college. In the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, we also have a new head, Dr. Shoshana Kuhn. Shoshana has been on the faculty at UNI and in the chemistry department since 1995. She's also held a wide variety of administrative roles across the university, including as Associate Dean for Graduate Academic Affairs in the Graduate College, interim head of chemistry and biochemistry, and interim associate dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. We do still have one opening that we are currently interviewing candidates for. We are looking for our next head of Department of Languages and Literatures to replace Jim since he's joined me in my office. So look forward to a new department head announcement coming this spring and starting this summer. We also have a series of new academic programs. Some of these are a little older and some are brand new. The first I've left up here our new Bachelor of Science programs in Material Science and Science Engineering and Mechanical Engineering Technology. These programs actually both started last fall, but we're still continuing to see increased growth in its programs, and we hope to over the coming several years. You can expect to hear more out of our Department of Applied Engineering as we're starting to have discussions about what additional programs we'll be launching in the near future. We've also really been focused around investing in artificial intelligence. So we have a brand new track in our artificial intelligence of mathematics in our Department of Mathematics, which we're very excited about and is helping to contribute to some exciting enrollment growth in that department. It's not actually in my college, but I wanted to mention that as we work together across the colleges on artificial intelligence, you're also seeing new artificial intelligence tracks in business analytics and certificates in the College of Education. And finally, in computer science, we have just a few years ago renamed and recreated our cybersecurity and system administration program. And this fall, we are launching a new online option for that major. This will be particularly targeted towards our community college partnerships across the state, where we may have place-bound students interested in continuing to study cybersecurity, and they'll now be able to do so from their home location and earn a BS in cybersecurity and system administration here. And finally, you may have seen early this year or earlier this spring an announcement about our new 3-year pathways. So we just announced these. This is 3-year pathways for over 30 programs across 3 of our colleges, predominantly in the colleges of humanities, arts and sciences, and social and behavioral sciences. And we want to emphasize there's been a lot of conversation recently about reduced credit hour bachelor degrees, 90 credit hour bachelor degrees, cutting everything down. That is not what we're talking about here. These are UNI traditional Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees, and we're just working to provide accelerated pathways for students who want to complete those degrees more quickly. We're finding an increased 3-year graduation rate across the university. And so really we're just taking advantage of students who are coming in with more credits and helping them find their path towards a 3-year degree. Next, I want to share some college highlights. And I've got a couple in the humanities because we've had a very exciting year for our humanities programs. So the first of these is a new partnership. UNI's Department of Languages and Literatures began a new partnership this fall with the Iowa Department of Education to serve as the statewide hub for the federally funded Iowa Migratory Education Program. This program offers education and support services to the nearly 4,000 children of migratory workers across the state of Iowa. The program's new manager, Marina Duranova, is a UNI alumna with an MA in teaching English to speakers of other languages. And she brings a depth of experience in both program development and language instruction. So we're really excited for this opportunity to be bringing language education to more students across the state of Iowa. The second big thing going on in the humanities is our Mellon Foundation grant. So we recently received a $1.4 million grant from the Mellon Foundation to launch a humanities hub. The Humanities Hub is going to help provide paid internships for humanities students, particularly at community-based organizations across the state that may not otherwise have been able to pay for their interns. So imagine places like not-for-profit museums and the Boys and Girls Club, places where our students can really have a great learning opportunity and really contribute to their community, and now can be provided with paid opportunities to do so. The hub is also going to provide wraparound career readiness supports for our humanities students from early in their 4 years or 3 or 5 at UNI, where they'll explore career opportunities, to later on as they'll work on their job search materials for both their internships and their careers beyond UNI. With this program, we're really hoping to change some of the conversations about majoring in the humanities that are happening both on our campus and more globally, about what's the use of a humanities degree, and to really embrace the skills that our humanities majors are learning and how those skills are employable, and really helping to prepare them for successful careers. So we're really hoping to help articulate some of the great success our humanities majors are already having, and to grow that opportunity. Importantly, a unique factor of this grant is that there's also a $1 million endowment match that would help make this program sustainable long term. So if we at UNI can raise $1 million towards this project, the Mellon Foundation will add another $1 million to create a $2 million endowment and to keep this program going in the long term. So expect to hear more from us as we work to build a campaign to help raise that $1 million. In the arts, we had a big announcement just this morning. We've announced the new executive director for the Gallagher Bluedorn Performing Arts Center. Dr. Ann Lefter, who is in the photo on your bottom left, will be joining UNI in this role on July 1. and currently serves as the inaugural director of the Goldfarb Center for Performing Arts at Western Illinois University. And she previously served more than 2 decades as director of the arts for the Community College of Baltimore County. Anne holds an MA and PhD in theater studies from Cornell University, as well as a BA in theater and English from the University of Minnesota Morris. So we're very much looking forward to Anne joining our campus community this summer. We talked a little bit more about the sciences last time, so I'm only going to offer one update in our sciences, which is very exciting that in biology, the faculty and staff are actively moving into their newly renovated anatomy and physiology lab spaces. So these are newly renovated and modernized A&P labs. And this project was funded by a $413,000 grant from the Roy J. Carver Charitable Trust. The new labs are larger to help accommodate our growing enrollments in biology and nursing, and they feature additional SynDaver, synthetic human cadavers, which you can see a little slice of. I didn't want to gross people out in that bottom right image. These SynDavers really help to provide our students with a realistic hands-on human anatomy experience, which not a lot of students can claim in their A&P curriculum. Courses have already started in the first of these renovated labs and will start commencing in the finally renovated lab in fall of 2026. All right, enrollments. I updated you on the fall on our incoming class who started here this fall of 2025. So now I wanted to give you a sense of what's going on in enrollments for fall 2026. Our undergraduate applications and admissions across the college are holding relatively steady from last year, within a couple of percentage points, whether you're counting international students or not. But our committed students are up 6.7% across the colleges, which is a huge for us in a time when we have decreasing high school seniors across the state. So we're really excited about these numbers. You probably all heard about our Neighboring States initiative, and we're really seeing an increase in committed students from our bordering states, but also in several areas from our Iowa students as well. I want to throw out some props to our top departments in growth. Mathematics, you'll remember I mentioned earlier, they have a brand new track in the mathematics of artificial intelligence. Their deposits for next year are up 123.5%, which is incredible growth for this department. Our Department of Biology is up in committed students 37.5%, and our School of Music is up 24.7%. Now, some of those are smaller N sizes than others, so I also want to give you where our top committed student enrollment departments are. So we are anticipating currently 110 new students in biology, 91 in music, and 71 in applied engineering, which is continued growth over the last few years. Finally, our college is always a busy one, so I like to remind folks of our upcoming events. As we are wrapping up the semester, there are not as many coming up, but there are still a few. The first, I mentioned the new executive director for Gallagher Bluedorn Performing Arts Center. Our season for next year will be revealed at the preview party on Sunday, May 31st at 4 p.m. in the Marquee Lounge. Now, this is the only event on this slide that is not open to the general public. This is by invite only. And you may be thinking, well, I love Gallagher Bluedorn. How can I get an invite? Well, this party is open to the friends of Gallagher Bluedorn. So if you are interested in attending and in meeting our new executive director in person, it is not too late to become a friend of Gallagher Bluedorn. You can do that on the website. Tonight, we have one of our few remaining School of Music concerts, and one that I'm particularly looking forward to. Today is Cinco de Mayo, and we will be celebrating with Mariachi Panteras. This is oh, I said it's tomorrow. It's today. Today is May 5th. Tonight, May 5th at 7:30 in Bankston Auditorium in Russell Hall. And finally, a favorite of all of ours across academic affairs and the faculty, our College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences commencement will be taking place Saturday, May 16th at 10 a.m. in the McLeod Center. And Brian already mentioned it, but we had a very successful Live Purple Give Gold Day on April 15th across the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. And our 15 departments, we raised a total of over $55,000. So I want to thank you all for those of you who made contributions. And I did put up the QR code just in case you missed the opportunity then. We're always happy to have additional support for some of these exciting programs happening across the college. And I always try to only take about half of my time in these presentations so that we have some time for Q&A for all of you. So I will wrap it up there and stop sharing, and I can take some time for questions.
So a reminder to put any questions in the chat or raise your hand and we can maybe take them live. But Mary, maybe while some folks are thinking about something, it seems like AI is everywhere, right? It's like coming at every point in our lives and, seemingly no matter what we do. I think Google's even got the Gemini, do you want AI assistance? Like talk about how we're thinking about AI for both maybe current students and then if there's any like upskilling that we're looking at for graduates or even community members that maybe aren't you and I alums.
Absolutely. There's a lot going on across the college and across the university with artificial intelligence. The first I'll mention is our curriculum. We've really been working to ensure that our students get the AI skills they're going to need to be successful and not be behind when they move out into the workforce. So we've added courses in artificial intelligence and communication, in artificial intelligence and education. So there are some real opportunities there for current students to learn a little bit more about AI and how they can use it. In the fall, we'll also be debuting a course in the ethics of AI. As we know, that's an ongoing conversation that we need to continue to have across our campus and more globally about how we can or cannot use AI ethically. Several of these courses are also being packaged into certificates, which are available to the public on a per credit hour basis. So you can find more information about those online.
Jeff, we'll go to you. Looks like you maybe raised your hand, had a question.
Thank you. Thanks, Dean, for allowing us to join you for a bit. I am a grad from '87, a long time ago, and was a former employee at UNI back in the early '90s. I'm kind of curious. So back when I graduated, my degree was public relations, and that was in what was then College of Humanities and Fine Arts, I believe. It's
Yep.
changed a number of times. And Dean Krukenberg was my advisor, and all that legend and everything else in that. I have to say, with all the changes in the colleges and such, my contact with that unit has dissipated significantly. So I'm really just kind of looking for a bit of an update. That was the fastest growing major on campus when I was a student here. It went from 100 to more than 400 in a period of 4 or 5 years. And so I don't really know. I wasn't really involved for various reasons. I was a double major for a while, and I wasn't involved with PRSSA, and that's a whole other story. But I'm just kind of curious. How is that perceived kind of in the pecking order of the college, or how is that utilized in conjunction with maybe other majors across the campus as well?
Absolutely. PR is still one of our very healthy enrollment programs. They're doing quite well. And as are several of our other programs across communication and media. They've seen increases also in their digital production program. And really, we're increasingly looking for ways to collaborate with other colleges, particularly in areas like communication. So the conversations around AI and communication, some of those courses are being recommended for education majors and vice versa. And we've been working on a couple of additional programs that cross some colleges. So the one that I think is perhaps most exciting to a lot of folks is the new Master's in Organizational Management, which is actually in the College of Business. But it allows students to take a couple of the graduate certificates from the College of Business and pair them with another interest, say a certificate in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences towards their master's degree. So we're anticipating some industry professionals who want to get a little bit of management, but maybe not an MBA, who might also want to do a certificate in computer science or particularly in communication for our communication and human resource professionals. So we do have graduate certificates in that department as well that we are excited to, I think, see some new opportunities to market in the coming years.
Do you just a quick follow-up about how many public relations majors, minors do you have? Do you know off
I
top?
knew you were going to ask. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
Jeff, we'll make sure to find out and hit you offline just so to give you a kind of an update on where we're at, kind of students wise in that program.
Okay. Dan knows where to find me.
Yeah. So Mary, maybe on that note a little bit, like what are some ways alumni and friends can get involved? I mean, the monetary thing is great and the donations is great, but maybe outside of that, how can we help get them connected with students and kind of provide that real world experience? What would be a good way to kind of start that process?
Absolutely. We've been having a lot of those conversations around the Humanities Hub in particular because we have some funding at the moment for those particular programs. But I think some of these strategies are the same across the whole college. So we're really wanting to invest in, for instance, in the humanities, in more alumni panels for our current students so that students can get a sense of the wide variety of career options folks are going into when they study in their discipline. We know that sometimes students have a very clear, like, I majored in this and then I did a career in this same thing. But that is usually not the case. So really getting an understanding of where alumni go and how they're using the skills from their curriculum and from their coursework in a career that may have not been the original area they intended to pursue. We think that's a really important thing for our humanities majors in particular, but I do think we're going to be looking for additional folks from across the disciplines to participate in some of these alumni panels. And the same will be true of job shadowing and mentoring as well. As students really explore what their career options are, so many of you probably have job titles that you might not have been able to define as an undergraduate student, or that are much more specific. I'm studying museum studies, and the jobs I see in museum studies are in exhibit curation and the executive director, and that's it. There are a lot of jobs in museums. So really looking for opportunities to share some more specifics of our alumni successes with our current students. And so what you can do to start is make sure that your email addresses are updated with the Alumni Association. We do send the University Magazine communique out digitally to everyone who's on our listserv. And several of the departments do that as well. There's an annual newsletter in several of the departments. If you're not receiving anything from UNI and the Alumni Association, which I assume you are, or you wouldn't be here, but make sure we have your contact information. And if you're particularly interested in one of those programs, like serving on an alumni panel or doing a job shadow or being a mentor, please don't hesitate to reach out. Dan and Carrie and Brian all know how to connect you with me if you don't have my contact information.
Well, it's been a great day, and I know we want to be cautious of Dean Black's time, but I guess I'll leave with this. So, not quite 1 year in, but finishing your first academic year, next week. What excites you most for the summer and the planning, and then next year? What's got you just ready to, take a little bit of breath and a beat when we get through graduation, but then hit the ground running? Like, what are you most excited for?
I think community and alumni engagement are really high on my priority list right now. We had a huge day of service this spring, and I think it really excited folks about opportunities to make a difference in their community using the skills they're learning across campus. So, looking for more opportunities and more partnerships to help serve our community, I think are really exciting. And looking for more opportunities to work with our alumni. Some departments are doing this independently and very successfully, but others are reaching out once a year or never. And we really want to make sure that you all know as alumni what's going on in your home department or departments, and how you can continue to be engaged.
Well, awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody for all of their support of this coffee chat, and we'll get back to the rest of the day and we'll say go Panthers.
Go Panthers! Thanks all.